Okay, welcome aboard everybody. This is your U.S. History 1 course, 1301 for Summer 3. So do make sure you understand that this is a Summer 3 course. It's the duration of Summer 1 and Summer 2, so this is going to end in August, not July. So if you were thinking you signed up for a Summer 1 class, you did not. You signed up for a Summer 3 course. The good news there is it gives us a little breathing room. It's a little fast-paced in a Summer 1 course or Summer 2 course. So this gives us some time to get through some of the material at a little bit of a slower pace. Anyway, let's begin. I just want to make sure everybody is clear on how to navigate the course. You're going to click to begin, click week 1. All right, and so it'll always indicate what's up ahead. So for this, you're going to read the syllabus. This is sort of a checkoff list, so treat it as that. Sign up for Cellie, download Lockdown Browser, read Chapter 1, and take Chapter 1 quiz. So go ahead and click here. Sign up for Cellie. So if you haven't done that already, please do. If you're unaware of what this is, it's a way of communicating as a social media site that's in-house. So it doesn't go out to the rest of the world. It's just for us. Blackboard Messenger is a little wonky, cumbersome. A lot of students don't get their messages until too late, and vice versa. So this is a way of being able to communicate to each other via cell phone without having to exchange cell numbers and all of that. So go ahead and do that. There's extra credit available right here, so please take advantage of that. Here's the lockdown browser right here. Let's see, why isn't that opening up? Open it up. Oh, okay, I'll have to fix that in a little bit. That's a tutorial right there, but I'll put in a tutorial video right there. But anyway, this is a lockdown browser is a software that only allows you to open up Blackboard through not Blackboard, but you open up Blackboard through the lockdown browser, and it only allows you to open up one window at a time. So you won't have to do this for the quizzes, but you will have to do this for the exams. Let me repeat that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to open up Blackboard through lockdown browser for the quizzes, but you do have to do it for the exams. So make sure you have downloaded that software. If you run into problems, you want to call Distance Education at 872-2598. That is 872-2598. That number is available in the syllabus. Here's the syllabus. Go through there, especially the course schedule. It'll tell you what's coming up and when. Take one day at a time, and you'll get through the course. The first task at hand is to complete Chapter 1. Now, let me show you this real quick. You're seeing the sidebar menu here. You want to be able to see that, but when you are reading the material, this is Chapter 1. What you want to read specifically here is the Americas, Europe on the brink, and West Africa and the role of slavery. You want to go through that material right there. There's primary sources. It's kind of supplementary material that you can use later, but for now, I would just go through that. When you're done with the subchapters here, the Americas, European on the brink of change, West Africa and the role of slavery, then you're ready for quiz 1. Take quiz 1, click launch, and take the quiz, right? So it's one question at a time. You could take it as many times as you need to. You have 20 minutes to take it. You'll notice there's a timer right here. It will record your average score, not your highest, not your lowest, right? It'll record your average score, so keep that in mind. When you are done with the quiz, move on to week 2. If you move on to week 2, which you can access right here, or you can access down below there, or you can just go to course content, and week 2 is right there. This is the opening page right here. I would not wait until week 2 to begin this if I were you. The sooner you get through the material, the better. It pays to get ahead. Don't get ahead for the sake of getting ahead, meaning just don't rush through it. But if you have an opportunity to get ahead, do so. Internet courses are fast-paced, and so it does pay to give yourself a little breathing room to get ahead. So you'll notice you have a chapter to read here, and a quiz to take here. And then we have our first lecture that will be delivered on June 13th. Again, I would prepare for this now. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through here. Here's a study guide. I would refer to that. And here are the learning objectives right here. So I would basically what you're doing with these lectures, they'll always come with an essay prompt, right? And then they'll come with material called learning objectives. They're broken down into segments. What you're going to see when you click those segments, those learning objectives, is a learning objective prompt right there. So discuss the background of when, how, and why Jamestown was founded. Be sure to discuss the challenges and success the early settlers faced during those first few years. Be sure to provide specific examples from the lecture. Right, so you want to go through this material, go through the video to provide a 1 to 3 paragraph response to this specific prompt right there, right? Generally speaking. Sometimes it'll be 1 paragraph, sometimes it'll be 2, sometimes it'll be 3. It depends on the density of the content for the learning objective. When you've prepared a response for that, then you'll go on to learning objective 2. And again, you have a prompt right here and the material down below. Right? So use that to your advantage, please. The study guide is right there. I would definitely use the study guides. Those just gives you a little bit more specific guidelines on what to refer to. And what happens with these lecture essays? How do you get assessed for them? During the exam, you'll be asked questions from the quizzes. So you'll see questions kind of being rehashed. So that's why it pays to take the quizzes and then kind of check your answers and then make corrections as you go, because a lot of those questions will come from they do come from a test bank, so a lot of those questions will come up during the exams. But there will also be essay questions in those exams, and what will happen is you will get a essay prompt. So the first lecture, lecture 1, is on slavery. That's the essay prompt. The next one is on a concept called salutary neglect, which goes over the issue of the colonies developing and how they developed into independent colonies from Great Britain. Has an essay prompt associated with it with the learning objectives. One of those essays will be randomly selected for the exam, and you need to respond to it within the time allowed during the exam. Check the syllabus for the makeup of each exam so you can refer to it later and how long you have to take it. You want to have both responses prepared ahead of time. So that way when it comes up, you won't get tripped up by the time limit, and you can type into the window that's available to you your response to the essay. You want to develop them as you go, because the next exam will ask you material from the weeks that you were looking at, plus previous assigned lectures. So as we go, you will be assigned more lectures, and it will always ask you from previous lectures along with the ones that were recently assigned. In doing that, that gives you an opportunity, if you don't score as well on one exam, to get your grade up for the next exam, which could be applied to a previous score exam, whether it was low or even missed, right? So keep that in mind, and that information is available in the syllabus as well. Other than that, I just wanted to give you some quick guidelines on how to navigate the course and how to get through it. I will be having more videos dealing with some of the content, just kind of giving you a general overview related to the lectures. I always try to do that. Try to give you a kind of a forest view before you go deep into the trees and getting lost in the details. But anyway, take care, and I'll talk with you guys later. Do let me know if you have any questions on Cellie or my Gmail account.